It's time for Ace Attorney, and I have to get my head back in the game a little bit. Okay, we were in the dressing room. No, we weren't. We were talking. Yeah, okay. Here we are. Did we... okay. Hello! Welcome! So glad you could make it. Alright. Sensing someone. So, you sense that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. God. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. I don't know about that. Did I show you my badge already? Any thoughts about my badge? Sorry. I don't really want to think too much about what happened just yet. Alright, fair. Yeah. Showing you my badge forces you to confront that a guy died and I have to do some defense shit. Yeah. Understood. October 16th, Global Studios main gate. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost! Or whatever the equivalent is if there is no such thing as Tamagotchi in this world. There's a lot of unexplored potential to look at here. What if Steel Samurai invented Tamagotchi? What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 o'clock p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? All right, you better tell me quick, you spiky-haired Creighton. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio One. Her! She's not even a full-time employee! All you young'uns are like that nowadays, running your mouths like there's no tomorrow, saying this and that and the other thing. Well, when I was young, let me tell you, we knew a thing or two about respecting your elders. Back then we did. It's a crying shame. You used to say whatever you want about poor old ladies. That never gets old. She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. I'm inspiring you to do evil. Hitting you with that Maya Fey. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Yeah. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? Yay, you made it! Hello, hooray, yippee, you didn't really miss much. Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. Looks like the camera turned on at 1 o'clock p.m. that day. 1 o'clock? That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. There, entered. Nothing happened. Are you sure you entered the right one? How come you didn't remember that from, like, a week ago? There, entered the right one this time. Hey! It printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 o'clock p.m., photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Taken at the gate between the entrance and the studios. October 15th, 2 o'clock p.m., photo number 2. Powers' photo added to the court record. Hey, Nick! Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place, whatever that means. Hey, that's what I said! Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. I learned that lesson, and then I'm gonna forget it. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Yeah, that happens after you get punched about it. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady? That's so funny that I was that close to it to be continued. That always tickles me when that happens. Like, oh, you could have had the appropriate stopping place, but you just gave up. Yeah, she did it. Murder. At least once. I'm always so excited to go back to the courtroom. October 18th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will reluctantly show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, also known as the Steel Samurai, my favorite guy ever, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. I know. I investigated extensively looking for another answer. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with a guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 o'clock p.m. on that day. Past the security station there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant, who I'm not going to bother naming because I don't think she's important. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 o'clock p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day. Fast forward, get a cool visual effect on it. 5 o'clock p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was a murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? God, no. You couldn't pay me. No. I think I could probably remember that. So, the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Actually, it's not medieval, it's neo-old. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please! Oh, dearie. No need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please! Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Sucker. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. Even when I was young, I had the other children make fun of me. Just okay, I got distracted. I'll let her ramble on. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Someone please shut her up. Objection sustained! The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have had to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of a windy old bag. Man, growing up with that name must have been rough. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1:00 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. You know what? She probably is. Anyway, it was 1:00 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5:00. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2:00 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant, then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. So, up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in. Right. The card key that I have. As an employee, 'cause I didn't steal it. I'm a good boy. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in, except for me, if I had been there at the time and had a card key. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5:00. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there after noon? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Old lady stuff. Answer the question! Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Guarding? Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job! I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow. I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through, too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Oh, the series would go very differently if that had happened. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. So, you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Of course! I am a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time! Snipper Whapper! Snipper Whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? How did you know that? I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. Poor thing must have been starving. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. He was already due for a salary review, right? Yeesh. 2 o'clock? You're sure? Sure as spit! Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. You're one to talk down about age. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. So, you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said! Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out this secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him! Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Mrs. Oldbag? I was calling you by your last name, which is Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. And then Edgeworth just has a moment hearing Phoenix say that right across from the courtroom. Mrs. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. Yeah, to be fair, I would too. If I had to look someone in the eye and call them Miss Oldbag, I don't think I could. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Huh, nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? Yeah, Miles is really going through it at this particular moment in his career. This is not a good stretch for him. I mean, I say that, then, you know, next fucking case. It is kind of funny when you think about it that Phoenix showing up both precipitates and coincides with Miles just having the worst fucking time of his life. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, "This isn't any good as evidence, pal." He didn't even give it a second look. Wow. Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. I need to get me some of that. Let's hear about your proof, then. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. Jeez, calm down. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up. Youth today always whining by each other, pointing fingers this way and that is enough to make an old lady want to cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh! So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? Did you give it little kisses and what does that entail exactly? Yes, I kissed it where it hurt. Oh my god! I was making it. Oh. Silly me, I thought that she meant some actual medical intervention, my bad. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? I love how Phoenix is really insistent about where was the assistant. Tell me. I need to make sure that she didn't do anything. Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. Yeah, I think I'd also rather have my foot amputated than that. You may continue your testimony. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. The murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Samurai spear updated in the court record. Now I get to update evidence. Was Mr. Power's ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is? Where is this steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We are looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. I just have to take a second. This is, like, really funny to me that it's, like, this case where, like, Miles is getting a lot more, like, embarrassed and looking a lot less put together. I just think it's so funny. This is really his vulnerability moment where his favorite celebrity, he has to prosecute his favorite celebrity, and he's kind of looking stupid in court, and the witness is making a fool of him, and oh man. Today is just not your day, buddy boy. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Bowers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there! We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness's account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention... Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Oh, jeez. Old Windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know, metaphorically. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. That's mean. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, he might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 o'clock p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 o'clock p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Well, I didn't think I had to explain this, but if you insist, the thing about the number 2 is that it comes after the number 1. You don't generally tend to start counting on the number 2. So if there is a number 2, there's probably also a number 1, and I was wondering about that. I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Who, I wonder? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers! But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Humph! Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Mrs. Oldbag? Ah! That's right! I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Another job? That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all of the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. And then Edgeworth, who meticulously backs up every file that ever comes across his desk that he ever makes, just like... How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers' photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Huh, a fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. Oh, good stuff. Said right in front of the #1 Steel Samurai fanboy with her whole chest. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? Oh, he's not a fanboy. He's a normal fan. He's the normalest Steel Samurai fan the world has ever seen. I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? What size are these Steel Samurai fanboys? I told you they were freaks! Oh, and... They're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him, probably because he's a small child who would have no reason to commit murder just because he's touring a film studio. Christ. This case is kind of bonkers. It didn't really fully sink in how much. This court will take a 5-minute recess to contemplate the murder potential of a 2nd grader. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.